Hi, this is Cheryl Petersen with Healing Science Today. From the Gospel of Mark, Christ Jesus cast an unclean spirit out of a man to restore the man's mental health. I can imagine the relief and humility and powerful desire to want to follow Jesus after experiencing the absence of an unclean spirit that created havoc on my life. But what did Jesus tell the man? Don't follow me, but go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you. And the healed man did. Within the same chapter of the Gospel of Mark, Jesus travels by boat, and upon arrival at the seaside, Jairus, a church leader, comes to Jesus and begs him to come heal his daughter, who is at the point of death. Jesus started walking with the man, but people crowded Jesus, and a woman who wanted to be healed of constant bleeding scrambled in to touch his robe. She was healed, and Jesus, reading the mental atmosphere, figured it out and stopped to talk with her. By the time Jesus got moving again, a servant of Jairus came up and said basically, "Don't bother coming, Jairus' daughter is dead." Jesus, again, reading the mental atmosphere, saw that Jairus' tiny hope was gone. Jesus told him, "Do not fear, only believe." They arrived at the house, and Jesus was selective about who came inside. Jesus took the hand of the girl and said, "Little girl, I say to you, arise." I imagine the father's hope went from believing in hope to faith in hope, and then from hope to understanding that God is life, because it apparently wasn't the body that gave the girl life, but truth and love. But this is interesting. Jesus strictly charged them that no one should know this and told them to give her something to eat. One minute, Jesus tells a man to go tell others about God and mercy. The next minute, Jesus says, "Shh, don't go telling others." But what did Jairus tell? What did Jesus tell Jairus? Give the girl something to eat. Feed the hope and spiritual understanding. Nourish spirituality. Standing back and looking at the bigger picture, I see Jesus' lack of rigidity. No rigid rituals, no rigid habit, not even the rigidity of time could stop truth and love. From 21st Century Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, a modern version of Mary Baker Eddy's Science and Health. Mary Baker Eddy wrote about a man that she knew who adopted a whole wheat and vegetarian diet to cure indigestion. For many years, the man stuck to the diet and drank only water, but his stomach problem persisted. So he adopted a more rigid diet of only one slice of bread every 24 hours and a drink of water 3 hours after eating. The stomach problems, however, remained, and the doctor told him that death was the only other alternative. The man was introduced to Christian Science and learned that God overrules self-imposed beliefs of human beings. His eyes, opened to love and truth, relieved his stomach, and he could eat anything without suffering. I highly doubt the man went about eating chocolate cake all the time, but this anecdote reminds me that rigidity leads to rigidity, and it isn't helpful. See, I believe I receive benefits from reading the Bible. I have a habit of reading the Bible, but when my everyday challenges increase, I can't become more rigid about reading only the Bible. No, I don't entertain porn, and I don't read about how to get rich, just like I don't eat a bunch of chocolate cake all the time. But Replacing rigidity with open-mindedness actually reduces fear and allows me to practice a trust in good. Mary Baker Eddy pointed out in Science and Health, it should not be true that so long as you read medical reports, you will be sick. She could write that because it's not true that so long as I rigidly sit and pray all the time or talk about God all the time, that I'll be healthy. Rigidity makes things worse. It makes the human mind believe and see everything as a problem that needs to be prayed about and changed. Whereas the power of truth and love, ever flexible, feeds our spirituality and ability to naturally and wisely take care of ourselves. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'm off to yoga class.